I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
I got a friend, and he's a little bit older than me, Gen X and all that. And I don't know, maybe because I'm profiting off of it, or I enjoy the chaos. I enjoy seeing the pain and suffering because it isn't me; it's watching other people. It's comeuppance for me. It's vengeance time, and I don't have to lift a finger. It's just everyone. I told you so time. So I'm doing my little "I told you so" dance. Oh, how's that divorce with your third husband going? Yeah. You tell me more about how you knew everything at 23. Anyway, he doesn't handle it so well, and and understandably so. In his eyes, and he's not wrong. I take more of a stoic approach. Where it's like everyone wasted the youth, but he wasted his youth. He was not delivered one thing society promised or told him he'd get. This guy worked hard. Now, in an ironic sense, he's a multimillionaire. He has that, but he's got all these millions. And I think it's just PTSD from what he went through back in the day. Uh, and not like a real war, see your buddy blow up type of PTSD, but just the long term, constantly lying, blah, blah, blah. And I know the millennials probably have a more acute form of that because I don't think they're between the Zoomers and the millennials. I think you're both equally lied to as much. But the millennials, unfortunately, did not have the internet, and it wasn't that the boomers stopped lying to the Zoomers, like, oh, they figured us out, gang, change the tactic. It's just that the millennials did not have, especially in their formative years, the internet to audit, to verify, to confirm or deny what they were being told by not just their parents, but any of their elders. Teachers. All of you teachers are liars, by the way. You're despicable freaking people. I know there's a few of you that are good, but the the millennials and my friend, fine. We didn't have the internet until we were much older. Millennials didn't have it until they're, depending on where they are, pubescent or post-pubescent. But a lot of lying was going on. And when you were lied to as a young kid, all the way up until young adult, you totally misinvest nearly all of your time, effort, and resources and money into things that didn't pay off. And now that as the millennials have grown up and entered the real world and Gen X too, the boomers like, why do they hate us? Why is okay boomer a thing? Why is that a phrase? It's because all the information, well, not all, but the lion's share of the information that boomers passed on to their children and younger generations was wrong. Absolutely wrong. In some cases, it destroyed people's lives. In most cases, it certainly wasted everyone's times and lessened people's lives. And that's where a lot of this agitation, political discussion, economics that we're facing now all happens. However, along came this thing called the internet. And I just texted my buddy early this morning. That's what prompted this. I'm like, the guy, I'm not criticizing him at all. He's still torn up about it. Like, what could have been? Why did he work so hard? Where did all that time go? How many people along the way consciously even lied to him and just didn't break down and tell him the truth? Usually out of cowardice, or they didn't want to hurt his feelings, or they really didn't want to mentor and explain and constructively critique or just tell uncomfortable truths. Chicks don't like men that much. Super hypersonic ray. And whereas the internet, we've talked about this before, it wasn't me, it was Thinking Ape who came up with it, is that red pill rage is going to go down or going to go away because the younger generations, you have the internet. We were brought up, we had the internet, but it wasn't what it is today. It wasn't as fully populated. It didn't have the coalesced or consolidated and crystallized theories or the information, anything be passed on. It was like, oh, look, email, nudie pics. Hey, hit download. We'll come back in 6 hours. There'll be a set of tits. That was like 1997 or whatever it was. You guys got it now. And even though you got it now, the problem is the internet doesn't immediately inoculate or vaccinate you against misinformation and lies, especially if it's coming from your elders, parents, teachers, guidance counselors, because they're still lying. They're still lying, by the way. It's the same old shit. Money will follow. And agrees a good day. They got some new lies. They came out, they had their convention, like Comic-Con or NerdCon or E3, like new video game release, and the boomers come out, new lie release. Hey, here's one. You might not be straight. Hey, cut your genitalia off, kids. It's fun and edgy. You want to be popular, don't ya? So they, the boomers, they got their lie factories, but then they got their lie labs. They're coming up with they got lab coats and beakers with different color fluids and bubbles and steam and mist, and they create new lie. They concoct new lies. This is like fentanyl. It's really, really powerful heroin. Here, it's called free shit. Give this to the kids. They'll eat this whole free shit. You don't have to work. Won't they ask about inflation? No, it breaks off their mind. They won't think about it. They'll just say they need more free shit. So addictive. So they release some new lies, and then there's a big release party, and the boomers cackle like evil villains. The guy's got the microphone. Okay, what's up? Yeah, we got some lies. Let's hit for lies. Woo! Come on, baby, light my fire. Yeah. There's a Saturday Night Live skit. The problem is Saturday Night Live can't do it because it would be funny. That's boomer. That's Saturday Night Live. Anyway, the reason my buddy suffered for so long, and younger or older people, Gen X, because there wasn't the consolidated works of the internet until, let's just say, 2005. Average Gen X are born 1970. So what the hell? 2000. Why can't I do math? You're 35 years old. Your youth is gone by that time. You're already a third dead. Oh, more than a third. You're like 45% dead by that time. And so Gen X gets to struggle and wrestle with that their youth was essentially a lie. Maybe their entire life was a lie. And so I could see where there's some pain, some suffering comes along with that. And like I said before, whereas, okay, well, that certainly is going to happen to the Zoomers or Zillennials or Alpha or whoever's coming. We got the internet. Yeah, but the problem is you still got your adults, I don't want to say your parents or teachers or guidance counselors. You still have the adults. And it's not that your parents are lying to you. I don't believe that your parents maliciously lie to you. Most parents lie to you out of laziness because they don't want to hurt your feelings or tell you the truth, because that's hard. That's why they don't spank you or discipline you. It's hard. Give me just be friend. Time out. Now we're going to negotiate. I love watching. Now it's millennial parents negotiating with the 3-year-old. I love the negotiations. Like you're in there negotiating with a Kuretsu, about whether you're going to have Mitsubishi Heavy Industrial signed a $2 billion contract. When you're like, go the fuck to bed or I'll spank you. All right, fine. But the point is, you are still going to be lied to. And at key and critical points, your entire childhood from 0 to 18, you're going to be lied. And continue, by the way, the lies don't stop. Corporations, hey kids, we got a rainbow flag. Come buy your shit. It's still shit products at a overpriced price. Yeah, but rainbow flag. Huh? Give money now? You're still given the wrong information at key and critical points in time. You're trying to, when you're a little kid, you're trying to figure out where am I going to aim my gun? What level are you going to, and they keep patting it down. So the earlier you can raise your trajectory, the better. And I'll give you an example. So the whole internet, even some mainstream news media, um, as epitomized by Mike Rowe and some other people, even society, I would say, we know that most college degrees are worthless. Most college degrees are worthless. But if you're hanging out with your teachers and parents and guidance counselors, like, well, and they're still perpetuating this boomer lie. Any degree is a good degree. Follow your heart and the money will follow. Well, you better go to college because I'm not going to pay. You can't live here if you're not going to college. Your mother has her master's degree. Incomplete bullshit and still has student loans at the age of 38. But listen to your mother about her educational choices. It makes you a well-rounded person. Are they still bringing that bullshit out? Oh, so when you're young, 16, 17, 18, choosing a college degree, fine. The whole internet could be ablaze. Like, don't do big red lights. Like, don't enter. Do not do this. Danger, Will Robinson. You're still going to, because of the influence of the adults in your life, ranging from everything, parents, teachers, guidance counselors, college, whatever, even friends, fans. Oh my God, the college is serious. That's where all the smart people go. Really? Have you seen Harvard recently? The smartest college has the dumbest people now. No joke. Princeton, oh my God. So what do? You make a choice very early on, and this would be one of the key, if not the most costly lie that we still perpetuate on young people, and that is going to college is a must or really, really important, but don't you dare consider the type of degree you're choosing when it comes to the employability of the degree. And that's because of the power of compound mathematics and the fact you're going into debt for it. That sets you down a trajectory of poverty, debt, cripples you financially. And boy, if you're crippled financially, it's like I don't know, it's like being in a wheelchair. You can't walk. I mean, it really complicates the rest of your life. You are metaphorically crippled in so many other regards in the rest of your life because you're crippled financially. And that especially points out to you girls. Here's one of the instances you are a victim, but you think the people telling you your lies, you think they're your friends because they tell you what you want to hear. Like Oprah, she is not a friend of women, but it feels good. So who the fuck am I? She says the thing we like. You shut up. All right, fine. I'll do your thing. Go become like her. And then you graduate from college. You're 23, 22. And then, oh crap, you're still up shit creek. Then you discover the internet, but it's a little too late by that time. It's a little too late. And so what I want to do is put together a video, not only saying, yeah, the adults are lying to you, and they are. They are. You don't know how I'm raising my kids. Dude, I'm so sick and tired of seeing conservative Republican fathers letting their daughters go and major in fucking journalism or education. Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna listen to critiques. You don't know how we're raising your kid. Yeah, I do know. You're raising your kids shittily. And so what I want to do is point out to the boomers that, look, in the end, your lies aren't gonna they're not gonna stick around as long as did. I think one of the main lies boomers wanted to do was a career. That's where they really got you for slavery. Like, you're a job hopper. You got to earn your stripes. You got to get your foot in the door. You got to put in the effort. And whereas I understand that to a certain extent, no, they're just lying to you the entire time to get free borderline slave labor out of you. And Josh Fluke does a spectacular job of doing this. So what I wanted to do was get younger people to raise awareness. I hate that phrase. I wanted you to sharpen your eyes so you could see it when it's happening. I wanted you to understand faster when you're being lied to. Because, dude, there's people my age still believe the bullshit. There's some boomer guys who die believing the lies and the bullshit. But if we can get lie identification to happen earlier, it's going to save you exponentially more time, money, strife, pain, agony. You'll have more love. And da, 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 da. In short, the sooner you can identify lies, the better. And so I wanted to, and on top of it, explain to you boomers why it's going to be long term. You're not going to be able to lie to these kids anymore. All right. So first is the concept of they wouldn't do that. This is like this noble assumption. And that's the one thing that, well, of many things, it's one of the many things that got me is I'm like, well, why would boomers or older people lie to me? They wouldn't do that, especially as it came to employers. Why would employers lie to me about the job, the duties, education requirement, job qualifications? They wouldn't, like, you go into think this is going to be a mutually beneficial relationship and meritocratic, that if I bust my ass off and you're going to hire me, I have the best grades, and then you'll put me into promotion or you'll give me a raise. And that makes sense. That's what intelligent people think. No. Another thing, boomers are dumb. All old people are dumb. My generation now is in charge of corporate America. We're no more intelligent. And the lie that they're going to tell you is that you got to put in the effort. You got to work harder and longer. Oh yeah, there's a promotion. Yep. But there's a probationary period. We're not sure. We can't pay you health insurance. Again, Josh Fluke does a spectacular job chronicling all this. But let me make it very clear, and I think the internet has exposed this. There is no such nobility. There is no such honor. You got to understand, yes, these people will lie to you. A lot of times, in the case of your parents, it's naive. It's ignorance. They don't know. But you get out of your parents, you go out into the real world, most people are lying to you for malicious, conscious, and ulterior motives because they want to profit off of you. I remember getting job offers. Now, of course, we'd have to adjust for inflation. Where I got a job offer for 30 grand one time. And I took it because I'm like, well, okay, I got to prove to them, blah, 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 blah. No, they just lied. They just gave me clerical work to do. I was an analyst. I know who these people are. I still keep track of them, in case you guys are wondering. Yeah, I do. Yeah, how you doing? It was just to get cheap. That's all it was. Unpaid internships. Oh, I'll get the experience. We're going to pay you in equity. Get on the ground floor, bro. They're not paying you cash. No. You need to know, not assume, that's too pessimistic, but you need to know that there are people out there who are going to act unhonorably, dishonorably. They will lie to you. They will take advantage of you. So not only is it possible, it's likely. The capacity and will is there for it. And so you just know that they are capable of it. All right. Another thing, internet taught us all is that you can get duped. Not that you have confidence in yourself. They could never dupe me, but you can get duped. You will. I guarantee you will. And it's just being aware of the fact that there are people with the intentions to dupe you, and the fact that you are going to get duped, no matter how guarded and clever you might be. But it's a possibility. You will get screwed. I kind of knew this going into building my house. Not a lot of boomers, Gen X, most of the tradesmen. I knew like they're going to try and shortchange. I'm going to have to be on. I'm going to have to, and so you get guarded. Now, a lot of people are going to say, you're just so cynical. You're so pessimistic. Fuck those people. If you want to know what happens to those people 30 years later on, and like you're a young 18-year-old Cappy now, let's just say, all right? And you're like, I don't trust those people. I don't trust these people. Oh, geez, loosen up. Those people end up not necessarily poor. Yeah, they end up poor, but they got a lot of debt and they're miserable and they get screwed over. I was right. I was right. And so just be aware that you can get duped. People are, it can and will have. I don't know how you get through life without being duped by some scumbucket. So there's that. Also, the internet has made, just so you boomers know, the internet has made young people aware to know that it's not them. It's not where they live. It's not bad luck. The internet now allows us to compare notes. Okay, you boomer lying cocksucking fucks. Okay, you Gen X or wannabe boomers. People can now, but in the old, let me tell you the olden days, all right? Give you the classic example. When we were young boys, 13 to even 20, okay? Obviously, we like girls. And you could talk to, you want to do an experiment? Go talk to any Gen X boy that wasn't like fucking captain of the football team or something, all right? And ask him, was it when you were dating, just figuring it out, whatever, middle school, high school, and you would approach it and you didn't have success, did you think there was something in the water? Like there's something geographically wrong with the girls in that school district? And I swear to you, they will all say, yeah, we thought there was something. If you just moved to the next school district over or moved out of state or something like that, then it would change. Because you were like, no, they can't possibly all be like that. There's something wrong here. This is a microcosm. This is a one-off environment. This is a statistical anomaly and aberration. And then you'd move and you'd be like, oh my God, it's the same thing here. Maybe a little bit of different color, maybe different buildings, but it's the same thing. What we didn't realize at the time what was going on is that you go look, they had Teen Beat and Vogue and Beat Teen and Self and Allure and Your Own Mazach and Worship the Vag and all these other teen girl magazines. And it was like a pre-internet where they all subscribed to this at a national level and read this poison and put it into practice in the real life. Now, we didn't know what was going on. We were watching dumbass movies like Back to the Future. Well, I'll just ask her to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. You'll be the dad, and you'll finally punch Biff in the face, and you'll get the girl in the end. That didn't happen. But the internet now allows that. That was one of the most eye-opening things, is to realize this. I don't know what you would call it. I don't want to call it the feminist movement, but the cartelization of women and the adversarial, the lines were being drawn for the upcoming sex war that would inevitably hit us back then, and we didn't know it yet until we got the internet. We started putting all this information together. Really, wait, it's happening from Seattle, Washington, all the way to Miami, Florida, and Bangor, Maine, and San Diego, California. And so, whether that was dating, or boomer bosses lying, or HR people requiring absurd degrees, or the college bubble, or whatever lies that were being told to you, I'm sorry, you boomers can't get away with it anymore. We could get the data alone being put on the internet. We can identify trends, macro, environmental, adjacent, ancillary data that will be able to figure out your lie quickly and spread it nationally. And everyone will be very much aware. It's kind of resulted in this arms race between liars and truth tellers, where the lie comes out like, no, I'll give you a perfect example. A couple videos before, Bumble came out with, okay, now we're going to make it so men can text girls first. Now, if that was analog days, no internet, I know the nature of Bumble is online. Let's say there's some dating, so, well, we're not, okay, men have to, well, boomers did, I think it was phone calling, like single want ads in the newspaper. That would be relegated to that town's newspaper. Maybe an article might have been written about it, but no one would have heard about it. However, that newspaper would probably be on top of a trend that was indicative of the entire nation, just be the first to observe that behavioral trend and trait. And they acted on it. The day after Bumble announced it, now everyone knows in the whole world. Wow, girls, sorry, the conclusion, I know it sounds very pessimistic, but it shows you the power of the internet. It's a harsh truth. Most girls are too lazy to even send you the initial text on Bumble. It's not an opinion. They changed their policy on it. Now we know, 673 of you listening right now, it's not going to take word of mouth anymore. The speed of the internet is way faster than the word of mouth. And it's much clearer. There's not room for misinterpretation or embellishment. Oh, hang on, my notes here. All right. The fact it's happening, okay, you are now, excuse me, God darn it, freaking getting old. the fact you know it can happen, the fact you know there are people out there who will lie to you and do these things to you, all right? And the fact that it's highlighted, you now know that it is also happening either to you because you are aware that you could hear, are they screwing me over? They can't possibly. Oh, I didn't get a raise again this year. Oh, they say I need an MBA in order to promote in advance. Oh, geez, it's just bad luck. No, now you know. Now you know. Hey, the what's his name? Josh Fluke talked about a guy in Tallahassee, Florida, Jim Jimerson. It happened to him too. And Bob Barberson over in Nevada. It's not me or the boss I'm working. This is happening not only to me, but other people. And now we see it. Another perfect example. You get talk to Gen X. Guys, Gen X, tell me if this happened, guys. Susie Q said you go on a date with you Friday nights. Wow, gee, well, look, shucks, hottie. You got your best butters in person. You're all butt. Every guy started off as butters. Oh, gee, shucks. I can't wait to go out with Peggy Sue tonight. And you'd show up or you'd call, and then Peggy Sue wasn't around, wouldn't be picking up her phone. Everyone in your micro environment, boomers. Oh, geez, Ma. Geez, Dad. Geez, whoever old person you talked to back then. Peggy Sue didn't show up. Well, maybe you're fishing in the wrong hole. Well, what'd you do? Don't worry, someday any girl will be lucky to have her. Boomer. Yeah, there's the watch. I'm going to pour this poison in my son's throat. She got hit by a truck. Yeah, look up that video. That was a funny one. That's a good one. She got hit by a truck. I think that was a blog post. And then you would think because, well, it's you. How many of you heard this? Well, there's one common variable now, isn't there? Fuck you. Oh, he's not listening to the programming we're trying to give him. Now it's just common knowledge, girls stand you up that they flick. Well, now for the youngest generation, I got to keep with the time. You Zoomers aren't alphas, ain't even dating. Yeah, use the internet. It's a completely different ball game now. But it's happening, and you can identify when it's happening. And I've talked about that before. About now, you guys don't have the confusion, guys. Do you know how confusing it was to be whatever 1980s, 1990s, and somehow things wasn't going right in your life, career, education, dating, money, whatever. And the internet allows you to identify and focus on the problem almost immediately. Back then, it was trial and error. Well, I'll try this. I'll try that. Everyone's lying to you to spare your feelings. You short shit that don't go to the gym. Stop being nice. Where was it going with that? You could identify, that's what it was. You are no longer confused. The ability to accurately diagnose, just like medical technology has advanced so quickly that we can more accurately and quickly diagnose problems, it's the same here thing sociologically. Why can't I find early 90s? Why can't I find a job? I went to college and did everything I was told to. You majored in dumb shit. I don't know how you millennials keep thinking, well, I did everything right. How come I can't find a job? Because your liberal arts degrees are bullshit. I mean, maybe you were lied to at the time you're going to school, but you understand that now? Are you going to pass on that wisdom to your children so they don't make the same mistake you did? Oh, you're going to go tell them to claim that they're, Bulbasaur sexual because that gets some popularity on the internet and clicks on your social media. Okay, never. So you are now aware that it is happening. You're not thinking it's bad luck. You're not thinking it has anything to do with you. And now that you know it's happening, it's not right or fair. It's a lie. You rebuke it. You don't deal with it. I think the number of you who go to a job, and this is where I do applaud millennials, especially the Zoomers, is bosses lie about the job or they're not paying that much. Maybe I won't show up. Lying flat, minimum effort, whatever. Quiet quitting. Good. Boomers, Gen X bosses lied to you? Yeah, you lie to them. Oh, yeah, dude, totally loyal. Totally going to show up on time. Yeah, right. Oh, geez. You don't have anyone to train me? You required me to have a master's degree to do a job I could have done in the 8th grade? Oh, yeah, I'm really company loyalty. Oh, yeah, I'm totally going to be loyal. Oh, new job that pays more. Bye. You're a job offer. Doesn't work anymore. Shut the fuck up, you boomer trash. Go write another business management book about loyalty. The other thing is there's now a more proactive aspect to the internet. Now that we know it can happen, acknowledge when it's happening, identify when it's happening, we can prevent it from happening. We can see it. We can identify the lies. Come on, baby, light my fire. Lie number, whoa, I need a new camera. Job descriptions, no one believes you anymore. Corporate loyalty, no one believes you anymore. Any degree is a good degree. Maybe we're piercing the teacher parent lying veil to get to these young kids at 15, 16 years old. Like, you need to major in good shit. I don't care what your parents or teachers say. I don't care how well intended they might be. The information they're giving you is wrong. I think also with the sexes, I mean, a tremendous amount of progress could be made. I mean, you girls, we could, that's a curveball. We have the ability, give you an example with the guy lie. Just be yourself. No, don't just be yourself. Be tall, be good looking, go to the gym, have your own shit going on, and don't worship women. Right? Be fun, but don't be yourself. Okay. And that's how you get the girls. A very, very, very short synopsis. All the, well, you're just fishing in the wrong hole. No, you have agency and responsibility. You need to max out your your credits or your levels or whatever the video game term is. You need to become the best version of yourself you possibly can be, then go and talk to girls, and then still expect to get shot down. But we can identify the lie. Girls, you're perfect the way you are. There's even a poster of a girl that says, women are perfect. Like, we could see the lie. And we could identify it. We could tell you girls, like, nope, that's a lie. That's bait. The truth is you need to be thin, hot, no tattoos, no other man's kids. Now, that's been being said on the internet now for 15 years. We can identify those lies and counter it with a sniper rifle of troop from 15 years away, a mile away. The only problem is you girls don't want to believe the truth. You still want to believe that Lizzo's beautiful. And you could just have lip and attitude and be a girl boss. And somehow Ryan Gosling's going to fucking marry you. So there's still some progress to be made. But I think even women, you start seeing the data, women are receptive to some truths. Fewer women are going into the liberal arts, not still going by the majority. And I wish you girls would wake up on the very next day, just rebuke all these worthless degrees and actually go and major in things that will make you money, close the wage gap, and make your life a lot easier and consequently happier and be more intellectually rewarding. I mean, how many college degrees do you need to have? We're entitled to more rich white man money. Republicans are bad. Like, how many more of those degrees can you possibly get? Yes, we got it. Minor in that if you must. Will you please go get a degree in accounting in the process? But we can become more proactive. And so you could kind of see it. Now, some people say it's bad, and it is. But I would say it's more that young people, especially young boys, are going to where you see young men, men all together, but young men in particular, the labor force participation rate is dropping. Their number of hours worked per week is dropping. Now, you say that's bad, and it is bad for the economy, but it is good because they realize the lie, like, oh yeah, slave away, become a corporate stooge, get your MBA, bro. Go get a car. I love the minimalism aspect. There's one good aspect of it. Okay, neats, nilfs, whatever, basement dwellers, whatever you want to call them. Fine. And yeah, they should get off. You should do some kind of work. You shouldn't be a total sponge or parasite. But you all ain't buying fancy cars you don't need. You're not like in the 80s getting your Cavaricci pants or your gas jeans and dropping $100 on stupid, worthless bullshit. You're not wasting your time at the nightclubs drinking and partying. Although drinking and partying can be fun, but you're not wasting your time paying cover charge and ladies' night and getting shot down. I wish you'd be a little bit more industrious with your time. Like, okay, why not kayaking? Why not go for a hike? Why not run? Why not do something industrious? But okay, you got your. But what I'm yes, it is bad for society. Less men are working, but the message is getting out. They're not even starting. They're not even bothering. It's almost gone too far. I'd say the pendulum has swung too far there, where you won't ask out girls at all. But people are identifying it. And then related to the lie, people are identifying the false promise that comes with the lie. Here, because the lies usually require so much time and investment to achieve the goal, to achieve the promise, it takes a while to discover this is bullshit. There's a lot of, well, not a lot, but a handful of movies or videos or stories that have been well, I remember Robotech calling, we got to get to some kind of point. We got to, not reflex point. That was where the bad guys were. You had to get to this other, it's a rally point. There's going to be a ton of Veritech fighters and armor and all these other, so we'll rally there. And they get there and it's all destroyed. It's all destroyed. That happens. It's like, where you'll get to the promised land. We'll get to the promised land and we'll be there. And no. You get there and it's not promised. And sometimes it takes a while for people to realize that. College is a 4-year affair. Your career after college is, you include the 4 years and at least another 4 years to give it a shot. It's an 8-year affair. It took me until I was 36 to realize that banking and finance was all bullshit. And there was no way I or anyone with like the slightest bit of morality or integrity is going to make it in that. I feel really bad for a lot of you gals. One of the biggest lies, if not the biggest lie told to women, is feminism. I'm not talking about that you can't go major in STEM or you shouldn't make your own money or anything like that, but that the most important thing in your life is you. That's essential. I mean, I'm boiling it down to some really basic stuff, but at the end, and I know doctrine and written whatever they say about it. No, feminism really is about self-worship, and the ultimate value and goal in your life is you. Not your family, not your husband, not other people. And thus, where there's things where these are fine things unto themselves: career, education, exercise, adventure, travel, friend. Yeah, that's fine. But man, the number of women, just you could start this. It's just starting now. Boomer women are starting to realize I wasted it. I was a spinster my entire, and I really, they'll never admit it, and I'll get to another point I'm about to make. A lot of them will never admit it, but some are. Gen X, I'm looking at them there. They're like in the barrel on the waterfall. They're not in full free fall about to crash into the rocks below. That's the boomers. These Gen X, I'd say they're past the point of no return. They're not in free fall yet, but they're 2 degrees away from it. Millennials, Zoomer gals, you've been fed that bullshit, and there, by the way, is corporate lies and media lies and all the. I mean, look at Disney. Oh my God, she's not saved by the princess because of the bear. The fucking bear. It's gonna be a couple more decades before anyone figures out that lie. But what's sad about that is sometimes the lie. People have invested all their lives into the lie that they can't admit that they were lied to and that they've been duped, and they can't go back. So they double down because there's nothing else. It would take too much to go and build something else in their lives. And so it depends. I'm using feminism as an example where, some gals just double down until they die alone. And they will. You're going to see it because it's not going the right direction. The bear pull, it's like Groundhog. He comes up like, is it still fucked up? Oh, a bear pull? Yeah, okay, I'm going back down. No. But people can identify, and when the promise is never delivered, they start to, well, divorce. There's something a little bit even quicker. I mean, there you should have learned from the mistakes of others. Here's where I have great shame for Gen X. You didn't notice the destruction of divorce in the baby boomer generation? You don't remember being a latchkey kid? You don't remember, hey, if you're lucky enough to have a microwave, hit the numbers on the buttons and put the Swanson's chicken pot pie in here. You guys, I'm shocked. Shocked Gen X didn't get slapped enough or hard enough across the face to realize that marriage and divorce was a pretty bad deal. Oh, I'm gonna do it again. Oh my God, the divorcees. Oh no, I'm like, what the fuck, people? What the fuck? Didn't you see it? Were you there in the 70s? What in the actual name of fuck, man? Well, it's different this time. Now you look at data, the millennials are on top of the game. Like, if what? No. They watch the boomers step on the landmine and get blown up. They watch the Gen X. This won't happen to us. Boom! Bits of Gen X flying around, falling around them. And the millennials like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Hey, hey. But sometimes the promise is exposed as a lie earlier to some people, and sometimes it's delayed, and sometimes people are just committed to the lie and their lives are ruined by the consequences of that. And I don't, as time has gone on, as the internet has exposed it, you boomers aren't going to be able to get along with these generational long lies. Just work really, think of the decades. Get good grades. Now you go to college, master's degree. You know how hard they were pushing me. Oh, you're not going to, maybe you just need more education. You need more education. Hey, now, look, you're a worthless piece of shit. You're just the employee. That's your boss. That's more important than Jesus Christ himself. You got to be a good corporate man. Oh, now just be really nice to the girls. Oh, no, you just, son, you weren't nice enough. Oh, you show up on time and you meet the father. You shake his hand good and firm. I don't know why the drug dealer is impregnating all the women. I have no idea. Oh, gee, how I mean, imagine if you were Butters. See, there's a story arc where Butters turns into what was it? The Michael Douglas movie Falling Down. That would make a real dark but brilliant movie. South Park movie where Butters just does everything in sweet and then just, well, it's Breaking Bad, isn't that it? Kind of Breaking Bad. What if we applied Breaking Bad to Butters? All right, Breaking Bad is almost a perfect. How old is the guy? He's like in his 40s and 50s, finally get cancer. It is costing you all these lies. These lies are costing you your entire youth. All what little money you have at that moment in time as a young person. All the money you sign away for debt. Oh, corporations, by the way, big like, yeah, you need a car, you need a mansion, bro. How I could go into that. By the way, related, still don't know why people are spending the money. The minimalism course is open for enrollment on Teachable. Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. I don't have it linked below, but if you're interested, if you have addiction to spending, you want to get your spending under control, go take a look at that course. Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice Teachable. But all these, even the minimalism movement, the pictures going around where it's just a TV and a desk or a chair, and women think it's men can actually, they think it's crazy. Men can live like this. They can, and they are. They're going the right direction. You boom. The fact y'all made housing, well, there's reason for that. So expensive. That's out of people's affordability. Do you know that household spending is a pluralistic pie of what keeps the U.S. economy going? Because think you buy a house, all right? Now, if it's new, there's a ton of construction spending that goes with that, so that adds to the economy. But even if it's a used house, what do you usually do with the house? You buy an inordinate ton of shit that goes into the house. Even I am minimalist. I had to buy shit because I never had a house that was, anything but like me living in a 1-unit triplex. So I had to get like furniture and some artwork. It was all cheap, but I still spent some money. The average person, $10,000 armoire, freaking kitchen tables. I'm like on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Oh, that's $50. I'll get that. I'm so proud of how cheaply I furnished my house. I don't think I spent more than $5,000 furnishing my house. Honest to God. Walmart.com. Great place. Great place to get furniture. Anyway, young people can't afford a house anymore. So now the commensurate house spending is going to go down. And cars, people who can't afford cars, they still sign up for them anyway. They're starting to wake up to the lie simply because the money and the finance, and this is young people coming into an already almost impossible financial situation with a ton of student loan debt. You could only lie so much to these people before it's not only they stop being slaves, but they just can't work at all. And then I love the welfare state. Bravo, ladies, for voting for Democrat welfare state. You vote to give these people money. Oh my God, why aren't people working? I don't get it. Your lies aren't working. You don't get the longevity out of the lie to get some schmuck to go to school for 6 years, college, I mean, and then bust his ass off. Then buy a car and become a debt slave and enrich banks. I'm not a big conspiracy, but the banks do make a lot of money. Interest and debt is a huge role in this in keeping people enslaved. And getting the new kitchen counter, because happy wife, happy life. I could even throw in the divorce matrix in there, the divorce incorporated or industry. You could throw that in there. And all that ends up happening is that God, maybe it is happening. My buddy, he's way ahead of the curve though. But the average 55-year-old today wasted their lives. They're a slave most of their lives. Certainly many of you boomers were too. Come on, baby, light my fire. No, how you can be a slave when houses were 40 grand a year, 40 grand a pop. Anyway, but interest rates were 14%. Who cares? It's 40 fucking grand. And so what I want, since you could still look at like Gen X, it's over for the boomers. Look at Gen X like the canaries in the coal mine. Like, how are they in it? Because we're right there on the cusp before it switched to the internet. We were somewhat inoculated against lies. Be able to identify these lies and act on them much, much earlier. Avoid them. Don't fall for them. And you got great channels out there like Louis Rossman, Josh Fluke. I'd like to throw myself in there as well. There's other people out there that they're not coming to mind. And try to, I love you, Dad. I love you, Ma. I know that's you really love me. You're doing what's best for me. But no, I got to listen to the crazy guy on the internet that says I should probably not go get my degree in political science. Thank you, Mrs. Wormwood, second grade school teacher. Yes, I too hate the patriarchy, and I too hate the men. But I like playing with dolls and playing house with my sister, and I think I want to be a stay-at-home wife and marry a man. Of course, it's going to be rather hard to convince 7-year-olds of doing that, but I think maybe at 15 years old, you young ladies, okay, fine, here's a copy of Miss Magazine and Hate Men Quarterly or whatever the cool hip magazines are nowadays amongst the feminist population. After you get digesting that, if you say, you know what, I really just want to, I like June Cleaver. I want to have a set of pearls and just wear a dress and be feminine. Maybe be honest about that and not go girl boss and go get your MBA and become mayor part-time. And then you don't have time to raise your kids because you had to outsource them to daycare. And then you ended up divorcing your husband anyway. I don't know how, you know how things typically go in American marriage, like American marriage. Oh, what happened? Oh, I got an American marriage. Oh, I hate it when you get American marriage. That happened to my buddy. Yeah, it just fell apart. Yeah, like it does. About the only lie, I'll tell you now, you boomers are like, but what about our labs? What about our events and our E3 lie convention? What about what else do we have to live for? Don't worry. There's one lie, though, that doesn't seem any generation can realize it's a lie. And that lie is free shit. Okay? You could still lie. The Zoomers believe in free shit. Millennials believe in entitlement. Gen X is all of a sudden thinking like, hey, what do you mean? Maybe I am for Social Security. Yeah, maybe we should tax those young kids a little bit more. you can convince everyone of free shit because it's free shit now. Oh, hang on. Right when we're getting started. I don't know how well the internet's going to go if it continues on that. A lot of you say, well, it wasn't bad when you click. Yeah, I could see it right here. And when I play that little ditty, trust me, if I didn't play the ditty, I would be robotic. It would annoy you and aggravate you. So anyway, in conclusion, if you boomers need a lie, keep telling them free shit. Keep telling them you don't have to work. Victimization works really good. Oh, it's the white people. Oh, it's the males. Oh, it's the straights. Oh, it's it's the foreigners. Oh, it's the environment. It just and therefore you get free money. If you're younger, I'd behoove you to say, okay, yeah, I mean, it's happening right now, especially to millennials and older Zoomers, is we all like the free shit, starting from Obama, including Trump, because that was when the stimmy checks came in. We printed off a whole shit ton of money, and now you can't afford housing. Yay, free money. We can't afford the housing. You got like a year or two of free money, and now all your future expenses have been inflated, including the most expensive one, lodging. It's kind of like when your parents say, don't scratch that, you'll spread the itch. You have to think, you have to be smart enough to think one step ahead to realize, oh, yeah, if we get the free money, then yeah. I know it sounds good at the beginning, but in the end, it doesn't work. But don't worry, I'm sure your economics professors will teach you that in college. All right, link below How Not to Become a Millennial. That's basically a 500-page book of lies boomers told you and how it fucked up the generation of millennials and how to get out of it. Also, if you were interested, there is that minimalism course, Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice, available on teachable.com. Rashil Patel, $5. I saw your email about the clarity test. I understand. I hope that you rest well and take all that time you need your energy. Yeah, I got 2 of them banged out for you. I got 3 more to go. You're next on my list. I gotta go get a tire changed on a bike today, motorcycle bike. Generation Apollo, $5. Have you seen Scott Galloway's video on how young people not doing well as their parents is now a major crisis? Society can't ignore it anymore. I did a video on this. There's a solution. It's the only solution. Younger generations are going to have to get themselves out of it. Now, I agree you were lied to and you didn't necessarily put yourself there, but who else is going to save you? What, you think Gen X or the baby boomers are going to do it? They have no incentive. They're the ones lying to you this entire time. You all, there's no one coming to save you. No one. Now get her off your ass and go save yourself, because otherwise it's 60 years of hell. And ask Atham or talk to myself. You know that Mao Zedong went through, what was it, the Great Walk or the Great Suffering? Not him, the soldiers he was leading. I don't even like the guy. He's a piece of shit. Mao Zedong, communist piece of shit. But the trials and tribulations actually become enjoyable because it's something to do. It's not feeling sorry for yourself, doing Ritalin or Adderall or pot, feeling sorry for yourself. But you can watch it. Yaks, $5. In South Korea, not having a bachelor's degree, whether it is worthless or not, is a shame even to this day. Well, that's why their population literally is collapsing. Maybe I could go be a tradesman in South Korea. Yaks again for 5,000 won. But at some degree, young men in South Korea are not only avoiding avoid going into these bullshit pseudo colleges, but also going into trades jobs. Good for them. Good to see that. Good to see that. Murph Wilds, I think, is a girl. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Got her dog there. My boomer relatives doubled down on their lies. They ain't changing. They live in their financially secure bubbles, so they don't care to change. I'm surprised they have a financially secure bubble. Bob, $2, graduated in IT. I still can't find a job. Yep. Looks like there's a little IT recession going on. Try, apply more, get your certifications, take a job, even if it's just customer support. Go work at the Geek Squad, whatever. Get out there. Generation Apollo, $5. Do we love our kids? The fact that we lie to them so they'll mortgage their futures to prop up the current boomer economy tells me no. No. Let me explain it to you here. The majority of Americans do love their children, but not as much as they love themselves. You just look at behaviors. Some parents don't love their kids at all. Like we've had the occasional client come in here where mom and dad, if dad is even around, open up credit cards in the kid's social security number, kid's name. We've had a handful of guys where they said, my mom's going to disown me if I go to college or join the military because she'll get less Section 8 money. That's happened a couple times. Those parents obviously hate their children and view their children as nothing more than means to money. But if you look there's a real simple, you want the litmus test, the quick thumbnail test. Okay, how is it? How could I tell if my parents love themselves more than me? Did they drop you off at daycare? I'm not saying ever. Okay, sometimes, yeah, you got to be dropped off for an hour or two, or they're in. But were you born and then at like 5 months old, mom just dropped you off at daycare? Were you raised by your parents, or were you raised by grandma, some daycare, some nanny type of thing? There you go. Your parents love themselves more than they love you. They still love you, I'm sure, but not as much as that SUV. Not as much as, oh, my career. You love a car. You love a car. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He wipes it with a diaper. No. The majority don't. Just go look at their actions. Wiz Division Productions, $10. Questioning everything and doing the opposite of my peers helped me escape the poor black man society. Oh God, don't even get me started about the black community. That's like Bizarro World in Superman, where everything's the opposite. One of the greatest shames to the black community, if you sat and thought about it, I believe it was the Smithsonian Institute, came out and said there was it white centric or pillars of whiteness, and then by some warped logic, and the black community would have to be the opposite of it, but it's something like work ethic, show up on time, like punctuality. And it's just like, look, this has nothing to do with race or culture. This is just responsible adult behavior. And when they were saying, like, look at this is what white Protestant people think, and that doesn't apply to the black community. So what? You don't show up on time. You're lazy. You cry and whine all the time. But it was really insulting. However, there's a hugely receptive audience to it in the black community. I've talked about this before. It's like the basketball and the girl analogy. Should I ask out the girl? Oh, no, bro, don't do anything. Or she might say no. It's like, well, you make 0% of the shots you don't take. Same thing with basketball. What one of the greatest mental poisons infiltrated in the black community is don't try because everything's racist and sexist. Well, I guess just racist in this case. The white man. And oh, hang on. Oh, they know. They know I'm talking. Hang on. Isn't it interesting? The internet was throttled right when I tried to start liberating the black man. Anyway, it ends up becoming this self-fulfilling prophecy where everything is so racist, everything is so discriminatory, and there's no shot. And the Democrats say, don't do anything. For the love of God, don't do anything. You just sit there, we'll go get the other person's money and make it fair. And it's like, well, if you tell them not to do anything, let alone pay them not to do anything, they don't do anything. And then, yeah, your performance metrics are going to be shit. Has nothing to do with you being black or anything. You fell for the Democrat lie, like, it's hopeless. Never ask out girls. Don't take your shot at life. Don't try. It's patriarchy. I'm getting all my oppressors mixed up. It doesn't matter. Aggrieved group A, don't try because oppressive group B is oppressing you, and just fill it in for whichever group of people we're talking about. And then, yeah, if you're demoralized or incentivized not to try, well, yeah, then you will fail. Yeah, and it's sad. You almost have to go in there and say, look, everything you've been told is a lie. And wisdom, I'm sure this happened to you. Once you start having success, how many milliseconds? Was it 1 or 2 milliseconds before, whether it was a brother or a relative of a friend of yours came running right into your face when you started being successful? You think you're better than me? Think you're better than me, bro? Did it make you? Did you even make it 3 milliseconds? All right. Me having a brain that is wired differently from normies turned out to be a blessing. Yep. No, we had that a different culture, but if you weren't popular in the 80s wearing the right shoes and the right pants, you'd have to get in fights. Like, fuck you people. Fuck you. Rick the electrician, $5. He has nothing to say. Thanks, Rick. Vinny, 2 British pounds. Thank you, Vinny. Vinny again for 5 British pounds. I have 10 years in banking. Is 33 too old to switch to CPA? Not at all. Not at all. And the fact you got 10 years in banking, you already got like the financial background. Like, you know how an income statement works. You know K1s. I presume, unless you were just a teller this entire time. Yeah, man, get out of banking. You don't have to waste another 3-4 years like I did to know that banking is bullshit. Just get out of banking. There's no reason to be there. It's for scum and low IQ pieces of shit. Go become a nerd. Go become a CPA. Make your money. You don't even have to become a CPA. What about an enrolled agent? You know, tune into the Elkins accounting hour. Now, you're in Britain, so I don't know how it is. It's a little different over there with your dollary doos and wankly danklies and hoodly poodlies. I go tune into the Elkins accounting hour anyway, because I don't know if you guys got an enrolled agent over in Britain. But yeah, that's what I do. A Pringles can with vein, $5. Buying and building a 70 Chevelle for $10K. Nice. Building a kit home for $150. Nice. Pass bros for a wife. Stop playing their game and you can win. Yep. That's the conclusion of my previous video I did, where it's like, look, you've been lied to. The only person that's going to save yourself is you. But for the love of God, you say, well, what am I going to do? Go work and bust my ass off? Like, no. You don't play their game. I'm not saying you bust your ass off according to boomer, outdated, and ultimately self-enslaving rules. You go self-employment, 1099 superior race, minimalism. Again, if you have trouble spending, go take the Achieving Minimalism course. Avoiding marriage. Not saying avoiding women. Not saying avoiding love. I'm not even saying avoiding family. You don't get married. You don't. Why would you burden yourself with that unnecessary? It's a new game. New game, new rules. You do not play the boomer game. Absolutely. No one should be getting an MBA. No one. You got kids, they should not be in the public schools. Homeschooling, autodidactism, you teach them to teach themselves. You should have them employed with skills by the age of 14. That's awful young. That's awful young according to boomer era. That's awful young. Like, oh my God, well, they can't possibly. Oh, you need to go to college. You can't possibly work. You can't possibly have any economic skills until you're 22. And then you have to start entry level with no training program. Fuck that. You give me, if I had kids, I guarantee, unless there was like something mentally wrong with them, I'd have them like, okay, 14. Summer, you're mowing yards, and you're not just mowing yards. You are organizing it that you are employing people mowing yards. And you, Becky, whatever the hell I named my daughter, yeah, you're doing accounting. You're going to learn how to program or code. They're making $50 an hour by the time they're 15. I say, all right, your choice, kids. Do you want to go to school anymore or not? If you don't, Get your GED, you're done with it. Met the state requirements, go make yourself your $100,000 a year. What about the college experience for stupid people, stupid kids? Wiz Division Production, $5. Why are you so cheap, Cappy? Dude, bro, why you live a little? We can't all be free agent, power walking minimalist bachelors like Cappy. Dude, loosen up, man. You know what kind of car you could afford with that money? Or I could just throw it in the S&P 500 and have like a lot more money down the road. Oh no, then I won't get the girls who aren't going to show up anyway. Urban Hermit, nothing worse than a feminist who seeks to find men they can help come back to the religion of feminism. Get out of here with that pandering. Well, where's that happening? I don't see feminists really reaching out to get men to come back. All I hear is re. That's all. Just a cacophony of re. Wiz Division again for $5. When I hear people excited to come in and bust their butts working in the office, I get sick to my stomach. I will never understand the mindset. I understand it. They want to do their best. And they're young people are being noble and honorable at that time. I'm going to do my best. I get that. I'm just saying, take that work ethic and put it somewhere else that serves you. Yes, some people are going to have to work. You're all going to have to work for somebody else, but save your energy for like, I got an idea. I'm going to build my own house. There's a way to save a lot of money. I'm going to do a lot of the labor for my own house. If you all spend 4 years full time building a house, you'd have a house and not a college degree. Think about that. Suck Duck, $2. I need to invest in funerals when boomers kick it. Wiz Division Productions, $2. There is no free. The bill always comes due. It always comes due. Again, I point to thee. Why is it that people get the most free amount of money from the government, still end up being the poorest, still end up suffering the most? Why is it? Why are they the ones shitting in the streets? You think with all the free government money you get, you'd be able to afford toilet paper. And yet somehow, we just need to give them more money. Mad Dog Radio, $5. You just don't understand, Cappy. Real socialism has never been tried. Let's try it. Let's do it again. I can't think of a group of people in modern day Americans who deserve a little experiment with socialism. They know everything. They got all their college degrees. I guarantee you all got diabetes and obesity is going to go down. Eirik Solvi, 60 Norwegian kroners. Can you predict a new crash in the market anytime soon, Cappy? No. I can only predict if, but not when. There will be a crash because markets always crash. There's booms and there busts. I'm not taking a brave estimation on that. When? That's the hard part. I don't know when. When does the avalanche happen? When does the snowflake that caused the avalanche land? And where does it land? I don't know, but I do know that overhang of snow is due to become an avalanche pretty soon. Wiz Division Productions, $10. New York governor slammed for saying black people don't know how to use computers. That's the shit I'm talking about. Black people know how to use computers. We all know how to use this, right? Black people don't know how to get driver's licenses and vote. I am saying they are demoralized. I'm not saying they're idiots. But the New York governor is. Don't know how to use computers? Our image is so terrible. The community makes it tough to get any respect out there as hardworking black short kings. Yeah, but I think if you, step 1, get out of the ghetto. Okay, step 2, don't have your pants droop around your ankles. All right. Step 3, have a regular old job, do regular old normal people things, and you're probably going to get people receptive. I have black friends. You don't think like, oh my God, he's from the black community. I don't even think, but can my buddy Richard use a computer? No, because he's a normal guy. And maybe there's a little bit of fear, like if you leave the community. Yeah, if you leave the community with your pants around your ankles and some ridiculous haircut, yeah, you're not going to be taken seriously. But if you're just presentable, yeah, you'll get respect. And here's another. Let's go into the master's level class. what do you care what respect you get from other people in the end? If you're working and supporting yourself and making your own money, and as the other guy was doing, working on a 70s Chevelle and building his home, if you're doing your own thing and you ain't taking no money, what do you care what other people think? Black or not? Oh, oh, oh. This is what happens when we talk about the black man. All right. Are we back? I do kind of want to end. I gotta. Ooh, what did I do there? There we go. All right. Yeah, like, dude, if there's one bit of advice, I was going to do a video on this. I have, if you can believe it, I have more than one black friend. I have one black friend, and our conversations cover the gambit, but it will sometimes skew towards, somehow his race has an effect on, like, oh yeah, as black men, this and that. That's going to get exhausting. As a black man, blah. Why are your thoughts governed or influenced on actions of life affected by like I don't, as a recently discovered Scandinavian Spaniard, I don't have time to do this in the morning. I got shit going on, but it's a mental trap that you're put into. Wisdom again, $5, not even milliseconds, Cappies. They were already hitting me with the "you think you're better than us" comments before I even got my shit together. If they just smell you're plotting the great escape, if they just have a subtle whiff, a subtle hint, you might be thinking differently. Wisdom again, $5. Ironically, trying to tear me down is what finally got me motivated to stop being a complete loser. Yeah, like, by the way, I'm not Jewish, but I get death threats all the time because of the thing going on, and people think I actually am Jewish. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're not converting me to the side of Palestine right now. Was determined to do anything to escape those people. Yeah, man, you have to. Doc Paradox, $2. Someone say power walking. Where we go, where we slowly going. You know, hey, I saw your $100 donation to Chad. I saw that. I saw what you did there, Doc. Wait, no. There's no power walking. I do not power walk. I hike. If you would like to show up, I would love to take you and Dre and everyone else who's accused me of power walking. You guys want to go on a hike? You want to go on a hike? I'll make a special exception for you guys. We'll go on a hike. Biscuit, $2. Just work harder, bro. Rentally $3K a month. Yeah, but see, that's why I say work harder, but live with your folks. That your average black dude, Pedro for president, 28 Canadian bucks. Cappy, let's say one makes it out of the West to live a simple life abroad. How do you rewire your brain to function in a foreign setting, besides learning and adapting to the language of culture from all the trauma and indoctrination? Boy, it's just time, man. You just got to immerse yourself. What limited time I spent in the Philippines, I didn't mind the irony. I didn't mind walking around in the slums. It was different. I got to see it, and it was just a pleasant day to walk. You just gotta go and do it. I did know, being a foreigner, you probably want to get ingratiated in some social group because you're very, especially if you don't speak the language, you're very isolated. But it's just time, man. It's just time. You got to spend time doing it. That's any new environment you go into. All right, that's it. Sorry, boomers. Your lies aren't working that much anymore. Maybe go to your boomer lying labs and come up with better concoctions. Link below. How not to become a millennial. It goes through all the lies that you have been told and you need to stop believing. You need to stop investing in. Stop investing in the lies. It's a long book, but well worth your time to read because you will save hundreds of thousands of dollars, especially if you are currently investing in lies right now. And then if you wanted to, that minimalism course, Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice, is available on Teachable. You can find that through the Clary School of Economic Philosophy on Teachable. And that's it. We'll see you guys later, too.